I'm just gonna go ahead and start this off. Go ahead and state your name for everybody that's out there that's gonna be watching the video.
I'm Chris. Uh, I work with Austin.
All right. So yeah, Chris and I have been working together. And, well, we've known each other maybe a year.
Yeah,
I think about a year.
Too, so probably a year, a little bit.
Okay. So tell me, what was the first rap song that you can ever remember you listening to? Ever.
I've been listening to rap forever, you know what I'm saying, since I was little, so it's kind of hard to think of the first rap song that I can remember, but I would have to say it was can't remember the name of it, by Ice Cube. It's one where he's like, oh yeah, throw your neighborhood in the air.
Yeah, throw your neighborhood in the air. If you don't care, oh yeah, throw your neighborhood.
If you don't care, that one.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it though.
It's funny that you brought up Ice Cube, and I couldn't name the song right off the top of my head because in the last episode when James and I were discussing, he hit a song with Ice Cube in it, and it came off of we were trying to name the album that No Vaseline was on, and I couldn't think of it. I just drew blanks, and you're saying I know the song again,
but you can't.
But yeah, I can't. I do that a lot. That a lot. A lot of times I just hear a song and I can rap along with it, but I might not know the name of it or even who did it sometimes.
But yeah, that was the first one because I remember I was little and we was at my aunt's house and they was watching Friday.
Okay.
And I think that's the ending song on the. If you watch the whole movie, the ending credits, I think that's the song.
Okay. All right.
And that's where it was not the song. I could be wrong, and maybe that song just reminds me of it.
I got you.
But that's where I'm pretty sure I got that from. So I was real young too. I had to be like 3, maybe 4 when I first heard that song. So
okay.
I would say that was the first one.
Since we're on the subject of Ice Cube, this is usually a topic that comes up of NWA. Did you ever check out any of NWA's work when you were growing up?
I'm expressing with my full capabilities, and now I'm living in correctional facilities.
Did you go back and look at their body of work, or you just kind of started and just kind of moved forward with listening?
I mean, my mom was huge, on NWA.
Okay.
So, growing up, you heard like little songs here, little songs there, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I wasn't like growing up. I wasn't really big on NWA.
Okay.
I mean, I heard some songs from them, from like movies or whatever it may be, but I didn't go out of my way, pretty much.
I understand that. So, so you wouldn't say that you had a favorite. You couldn't really call a favorite out of NWA.
I mean,
if
now,
you had to, yeah.
Now I could, because now that I'm more into music, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I know NWA, blah blah blah.
Okay.
I didn't really get big until the movie came out. Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm
okay.
gonna keep 100.
That's honest.
So if I had, you would ask me to choose like my favorite one or whatever. Is that what you said?
If you had to pick your favorite artist
out of NWA.
Out of NWA.
I go with Easy.
Woke up quick at about noon. Just thought that I had to be in Compton soon.
Really?
I have to.
Really?
I know Q was the one who came up with all the rap songs.
Sure.
Supposedly. But for one, I'm kind of mad at that movie because for one, Easy's not here to defend himself. So they could have said whatever they wanted about Easy. Like they was like, pretty much in that movie they put it out to be Ice Cube was writing his lyrics.
Okay.
Is what I got from the movie.
Yeah.
But he's not here to defend himself. He's not here to be like, nah, I wrote this track. But they was acting like Cube was like the main one writing everybody's lyrics.
I feel like kind of everybody in the crew kind of copped to that at some point or another. I feel like I read that was pretty well documented, and maybe even that Easy admitted, I'm not a rapper, I'm not a writer. I feel like I read that documented somewhere, but don't quote me on that 100%. But I can understand because I know a lot of people. My buddy Colin is from Los Angeles, California, and will defend Eazy-E to his own death. I mean, it doesn't matter to him. It wouldn't matter who wrote the lyrics. If he sounded the way he sounded and had the personality he had, and had the tracks he had, that's all that matters at the end of the day. And that's just what he's bumping. So I'll probably bring him on here one day.
Yeah.
And if I bring the same question up, he'll probably say Easy. He'd probably say the same thing as you.
I think I'd choose Easy just because, like you said, like his flow, the way he sounded, it just went. I just feel like I haven't listened to a whole lot of Easy. I mean, some of his like hits, but from everything I've heard, he just goes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't knock Cube.
Well, you're not knocking him. I understand that. Well, when I say pick your favorite out of them, I mean I don't mean that you're saying everybody else is trash. But definitely if there was one that you would prefer to hear, you know,
it would definitely be Easy. But
okay.
Cube is right there.
Yeah, I understand. I would always go with Cube, but that's for me. It's the lyricism. You know, I like somebody that can write and come up with good rhymes, and he's consistently done that pretty much.
Like that No Vaseline was that was one of the best diss tracks of like all time.
Yeah, a lot of young cats they don't get that though. Like nobody's going back and like even when they do visit it, it seems like maybe they just weren't there to understand what was going down at the time, but. It seems like a lot of the younger generation, you play No Vaseline, they're like, man, it's okay, you know.
Nah, he smacked that.
He
smacked that.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Can you remember the first rap album that you ever purchased?
Whoa.
Or maybe not even purchased, maybe just came into possession because somebody gave it to you, or you know.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the time, I had like mixed CDs.
Okay, yeah.
So, the first actual album that I could remember, I didn't buy it. My mom did.
Okay.
And you're probably gonna laugh. Cause
no,
I was young though.
I would never laugh. I would never laugh.
It was Jaquan. Hood Hop.
Okay.
And I remember like a couple of songs off that track. The album I thought was hot. You know, as a young kid growing up, I mean, I heard that. You know, everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Yeah. So that was the album that Tipsy came out with. Okay.
So I was like, man,
that was big. I remember that.
This dude's killing it right now, but he was like a one-hit wonder, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That'd be the first one.
I checked out that album when it came out, and Tipsy was kind of the only one that really, it was there. A lot of people were riding with it. And he had a few tracks on there that had a lot of good sound and some purpose. He had the intent there, but the delivery it just didn't come across as well as it could have. But you know the backstory with him, he was living in a car up until like with all his possessions, living in a car right up until shortly before Tipsy really blew up. And you know they got him paid. I mean I hope he's doing well. You know after the fact. I love it. You know when somebody comes out of a situation like that. But
the funny thing is, Tipsy wasn't even my favorite song on the track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was Hood Hop.
Okay.
That was just, I like the beat to it. I was actually listening to it earlier, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was listening to it earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, that had to be the first full album. I mean, of course we had mixed CDs, you know, cassette tapes where you don't record, stuff like that, but first album had to be. Funny story, my mom actually got mad at me because we was at Walmart and she goes, go grab that Jaquan album real quick. I run to the back. First thing I see it, grab it, take off, give it to her. She got mad because it was edited. So it didn't have no cuss words. She was like, might as well just listen to the radio.
Wow.
She kind of got mad because I grabbed the wrong one. But
that's funny because for me it was a little bit opposite. I'd pull albums off the shelf and I'd be like, hey, I want this, and they're like, oh no, it's got the parental advisory sticker on it. They're like, put it back. And I'm like, shit. You know?
Nah, I didn't even like it. It was kind of a tough situation because we was already in line, and she was like, oh, I forgot the CD, go grab it. So me, a little kid, I'm running.
Oh, okay.
See it, take off running. There you go. Yeah, she kind of got mad at me.
That's funny. I can't hate. I will never hate on somebody for any album or that they've ever owned or their first album. I can never hate. I mean, at one point, I literally had Vanilla Ice on cassette tape.
Yeah.
So I'm saying nothing to anybody. So you'll get no issue from me. As a matter of fact, speaking of cassette tapes, this is kind of off subject. The first song that I ever recorded was on a cassette tape.
Really?
Yeah. Me, Dominique Harris, Jamar White, and then Devin and Justin Stone.
Yeah.
We had a mixtape recorded on cassette. And we literally, you hear a lot of people, we thought we were the only people, we thought we were innovators of this, and we didn't realize that there were that many people out doing it. But Dominique had 2 karaoke microphones.
Yeah.
And my nephew, he downloaded some beats on the internet.
Yeah.
And we played them through Dominique's radio in his bedroom, and we put one microphone in front of the speaker to record the beat, and we passed the mic. Everybody, the whole crew, 5 people, when we passed the mic around, everybody had to hit their verse. Even if you was reading it off the page, everybody had to hit it perfect and pass the mic light enough that your fingers were like boom and hitting on the mic. And that's how we recorded. As a matter of fact, I ran into Dominique recently, and he actually has a tattoo on his arm. I'm bringing him in on one of the really future episodes pretty soon. But he got a tattoo of our cassette tape tattooed on his forearm. It's pretty awesome. But
I had a similar story. Me and my cousins, we used to rap. It was me, Jeremy, and James. And like you said, we would have, but we'd only have one mic.
Okay.
So what we would do is we would bring the speaker close, and they had a mic that like arched out like this.
Yeah. And
we'd have to get really close so they can record us
and
the music at the same time. But yeah, do chill.
You had to pick one artist in the game that you would defend for. Oh, he's done turning the hat backwards. He's getting ready for this.
No, my fault. I'll turn it back straight.
No, you're good. You're good. But if you had to pick one artist that you would defend, like if people were hating on them and saying they're not a good artist, they're not a good rapper, or whatever, or their lyricism's not there, they're bad at picking beats, like whatever they say bad about this artist, who do you think you would defend? Of all the people on your roster of favorites.
Meek Mill.
Take a look at my life. Rapping brought me back to life. Cause I was in them streets, my heart was cold as a pack of ice. Every night we strapping like.
Okay. Any day against anybody.
Okay. I can actually understand that. I actually agree. I think you and I discussed this once before.
Probably. We've had a lot of conversations.
Yeah. I think we talked about it off camera.
Yeah.
And I made a point that I saw it in your eyes. You disagreed with me until I explained myself. You just more like, you better explain yourself, and then I did. But I said that I felt like for a lot of people, Meek Mill is. I'm gonna get flack for this on my YouTube channel. Meek Mill is like Boosie. If Boosie could rap a lot better, like the connection, that street. The picture that he paints and just some of the elements he puts into his music. I feel like if Boosie was more lyrical, way more lyrical, I feel like he's similar. He's kind of in that lane, I feel like. But, I mean, I'm no expert, but that's the way I felt about it. But when I told you that if Boosie was way more lyrical, then you were like, oh, okay, yeah. So,
because I'm not gonna hate on Boosie. You know, I rock with Boosie. You know, he got nice tracks. But Meek is just, I don't know how to put it, is just, alright, to explain myself, on the reason why I chose Meek. For one, you know, I had a rough childhood. You know, coming up, everything wasn't, you know, perfect.
Sure.
You know, I'm not going to go deep into that, but it was rough. There was times it was rough. But, and for Meek to tell his story, you know, I can connect to a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie and say that I was a big drug dealer or I ever been arrested or been on house arrest or stuff like that, because we was kind of separated from that stuff. You know, like my mom did a good job sheltering us from that. So, but some of the other stuff he says, like how he done turned noodles into lobster. I'm just gonna say that because it's newer. A lot of people might have heard that. Like, I know what it's like to eat ramen noodles every day. You know what I'm saying? My mom would tell you stories, hilarious stories. You know what I'm saying? She told me the other day when I was younger, she came in and I was crying. I was eating my noodles. I was crying. She's like, why you crying? and I cussed at her because I ain't want to eat no damn noodles. Is what I said. And
Man,
her telling me that now, it made me feel bad because I was like, I know my mom, she grinded for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when Meek said stuff like, I turned my ramen noodles into lobster. It's like now I'm not rich, but I'm doing good for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a lot of people have told me that they're surprised I wasn't just like my dad. My dad, another subject, but there was like, my aunt told my wife, she was like, I'm surprised. He surprised me. I thought he was gonna be like your dad or his dad and stuff like that. So when Meek says stuff like that, and he talks about his struggle and his stuff, like I feel like I have a connection because I've been through it somewhat. And then another reason why I pick Meek is because I think he's fearless. He's gonna win. Like, if you can name another rapper who's gonna win and everybody who's talked about him, then I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna pay attention to this rapper too. But Meek's done been at everybody. He's done been at beef with Cassidy.
That's brave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Cassidy, that just it's crazy.
Yeah.
Had beef with Cassidy, had beef with 50, Drake, Game. He even went to be with Wale. They on the same team. You know what I'm saying? To me, that said a lot about his character. Somebody gonna say something to me, I'm gonna go back at you. He's one of him and J. Cole are two people that went back at Kendrick Lamar when he dropped that, what was it called? Him, Big Sean, and Jay Electronica. Control.
Okay.
Meek Mills and J. Cole were the only two people who went back at it. Nobody else said nothing. I didn't hear nothing.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Los did come with a comeback. But I feel like
I feel like he didn't come at him.
Yeah.
But he let everybody in the game know, motherfucker, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Like fuck what you heard.
Yeah.
This is what I have to offer. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if anybody came at him, that's a little different than what Los did with it. But I felt Los is my guy. Like
I know. Like, I fuck with Los.
That's who I defend like to no end, man.
Yeah.
I got a Los shrine on my wall. So.